This lesson is Solve Compound Inequality Part 1. Here I have an example with left side and also right side. So first thing we need to do is move this 3 to the other side. So move the 3 over, which becomes multiply. And then negative 3 times 3 gives me negative 9. Same thing over here. But this time I am dividing, so divide by negative 5 to both sides, and then negative 10 divided by negative 5 gives me positive 2. However, if you remember, when I divide by negative, this symbol is been switched. Okay, the reason why the symbol over here did not switch because we are not dividing. Okay, we are multiplying, but it is multiplied by positive number, so that's why the symbol did not switch. Again, we are not dividing, we are multiplying by a positive number, so that's why the sign stays. Over here we divide by negative, so that's why the symbol is switched. Again, the only time that this symbol is switched when you divide by negative or multiply by a negative. Okay, so that's the reason why over here the symbol stays, but over here this is switch. Okay, once you are done, you will graph. As always, when you do the number line, always put 0. 0 will separate the left side, which is negative, and the right side, which is positive. According to the one on the left, it is negative 9, and this is close, facing to the right side, so negative 9, close using bracket to the left side. Over here this is positive 2, this is close, facing to the right, so 2, close, face the right. Okay, so this is the graph. Now use the graph to do the interval notations. Always start from the left side and then work your way to the right side. Here I have arrow. Arrow represent infinity. Since it is on the left, negative. Infinity is always parentheses followed by a comma. After that, work your way to the right side, and as you can see, I have negative 9 with bracket, so negative 9 with bracket. However, from negative 9 to number 2, there is nothing here, so this is my gap, and in math we use the letter U, the uppercase U, to represent this gap right here. One more time, this gap is represented by the uppercase letter U. After that, I see a 2 with bracket, so 2 bracket, comma, and continue to the right hand side, and I have arrow here, so arrow is infinity, and infinity is always with parentheses. Okay, so this is to solve the left side, the right side. Now use the answer to graph the answer. After you graph the answer, write it in interval notation. Okay, so that's the first example. Now the next example, it is very similar but a lot more steps to it. It's the same thing, we are solving for it, okay, but just more steps. Okay, so first thing we need to do is bring this negative 6 over here, so I would add 6, negative 9 plus 6m gives me negative 3m. This 2, I have not done anything with it, bring it down. Same thing with this negative 10. Next, I want to bring this 2 over, so negative 2 over, this is a positive, so I want to subtract 2 over, so I subtract here and also here. The negative 3m stays, this 2 go away, negative 10, negative 2 gives me negative 12. Now divide by negative 3, which I have here and also here. Since I am dividing by negative 3, this becomes positive. 3 and 3 go away, so I just have m. Negative 12 divided by negative 3 gives me positive 4. And since I am dividing by negative, this symbol is switched. As you can see, this has been switched, okay, has been flipped. Okay, so this is on the left hand side. Now do the same thing over here on the right hand side, just multi-steps. Okay, so solving multi-step on the left and also multi-step on the right. So same thing, I want to bring the 4 over here. Since this is a plus 4, I will subtract 4. Negative and negative gives me -5. The 3 bring down, the 10 bring down, the 4 go away. Next, I want to bring this 5 over to the right hand side, so I will subtract -5 to both sides. This 5 go away, and then -5, bring it straight down. 10 subtract 5 gives me 5. Again, this 5 go away. Next, I want to divide by -5. So divide -5, divide -5. This -5 go away, so I just have m. 5 divided by -5 gives me -1. And since I am dividing by negative, this symbol got flipped. Okay, so again, when you multiply or divide by negative, the symbol always switch. Okay, so this is the answer on the left hand side. This is the answer on the right hand side. Now take these two answer and graph. So here's my graph. So let's do the left side first. Again, always put 0 because that will tell me my left and my right. Since this is positive, open to the right side. Positive, open right side. Add 4. Here's -1, close to the left. Add -1, close to the left. Okay, next, this is my graph. Now use the graph to write interval notation. Here's my arrow. Arrow represent infinity. Since it is on the left side, this is left, so it's negative. Infinity always have parentheses followed by a comma. Next, you have -1 with bracket, -1 with bracket, and there's a gap between -1 and 4, so this gap represent the letter U. Next, I have 4 with parentheses, 4 parentheses followed by a comma. This arrow is the infinity, and then parentheses. Okay, so this answer on the left and the right is this graph. This graph is this interval notations. Okay, so this is solve compound inequality part 1. Now the first example, we didn't do much. All we did was just one step equation, just multiply over, divide over. Here, the second example is just multi-step of solving. Okay, again, your homework, solve, graph, and then write interval notation. Okay.